Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Douglas, our resident PA Dutchman. So, how are you, Douglas?
Hey, I'm doing just dandy. Chris, what the heck's going on here? We ain't in the same room.
We're trying something new, this whole technology thing.
Yeah, plus the fact that we have about 150 miles between our houses, we decided let's try this and see how it works. So this is
Well,
an experiment.
if you'd get smart and move back home, it'd be fine. You
Well,
could be in my backyard.
if you get me a job that can move me back home that pays the same, I'll come be in your backyard, buddy.
I'll invite you over for chicken and waffles.
That'd be good. I like chicken and waffles. Well,
Yeah.
Chris and everybody out there, yeah, Chris is in his kitchen and I'm in the normal studio, but we're trying something new here. But we got a question from a viewer, and we're gonna try and tackle this. But I'm gonna read it this time, Chris. Can you handle that if we do things a little
You're gonna
different than
have to, because
normal?
I can't do it on mine.
But before I do, are you dressed to go outside and like cut wood or something? Look at you.
Oh yeah, I got my 1930s Woolrich on. I just made this sweet wool-lined hat with fold-down ear flaps that are tucked up right now.
Well, given that this video is coming out in December, you are ready for the winter
Oh
cold.
yeah, oh yeah,
Hey,
I'm
we'll
ready to
we'll
rock.
talk more about your hat here in a little bit because maybe we can get you some hat sales there, brother.
Oh boy, yeah.
All right, here comes a question. Are you ready, Chris? Here we go.
Lay it on
This
me.
this is coming in from Derek in cyberspace, wherever that is.
Cyberspace. It's cold
He
there.
says, I bet you it is. He says, I have a problem. Every time I try to cook one of my grandmother's recipes, I just can't replicate it. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. Do you have any help or advice for me in replicating my grandmother's cooking?
That's a tough
Well,
one.
that is a tough one. You know, Chris, this happens to me too. I have all my grandmother's recipes at home here, and anytime I cook them, yeah, they turn out okay, but it's never just like grandma made, you know?
I think it. I think it has to do with the cast iron pans.
But that can't be because I have my grandmother's cast iron pans and that I use them.
Oh,
Have you ever cooked your grandmother? Is there something? What's your favorite dish that your grandmother made? Think now.
I really like it was the ham, potato, and green bean soup she did.
Now, have you tried to replicate that?
I have, and it's impossible to get it right.
What? Yeah. So I got this question for you. When you make that, what about it is different? When you taste it, how is it different from your grandmother's?
Uh, hmm. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just not
I
there. It's
I
just
agree with
not
you.
there.
It's just not there. For me, it was my grandmother on my dad's side of the family, Grandma Maidenford. She made a red velvet cake at Christmas. That's the only time she made it for Christmas. And I have the recipe. In fact, I even have the pan she used. But I'll tell you what, I do exactly what that recipe card says, and it just don't taste exactly the
What you're
same.
missing is that grandmotherly love.
Do you think that's what we need to tell Derek?
Yeah, you got to get some grandmotherly love in there.
But I mean, how you do that? Now, come on now.
I also think your cooking is only as good as your Dutch accent. Because I've noticed when I'm over at your house, if you're really pouring on the accent pretty thick, your cooking is spot on. It's incredible. But
Yeah.
then when you let it slip, when you start conforming to the modern society and you pull your Dutch accent out and you hide it, then it gets blander and blander. And I'll tell you what, I almost get up and leave every time.
So you're trying to say that there is a direct correlation between how thick a Pennsylvania Dutch accent is and how that food tastes, like it's a spice or an herb or something.
Yep, yep. It's like you have to speak with a really thick Dutch accent, and it somehow gets into the food and gives it Dutch magic. It's the flavor accent uh, factor.
Dutch magic.
Dutch magic. Yeah, yeah.
So then I guess I have to challenge you to make ham and green beans. And
With my thickest Dutch accent.
yeah, but do you also think you have to like channel your grandmother too? Do you think that has something to do with it?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know,
I
this
don't
is
know.
interesting. This is back to kind of something serious. My dad
This is a
was
serious conversation. Come on now.
it's a big deal. You can't take this lightly. So my dad, not only was he PA Dutch, but he was also a Mohawk Native American,
Uh-huh.
and he had some Native American friends, um, who were from New Mexico, I believe. And his one friend, every time she would cook, she'd take all of her jewelry off and all of her necklaces, everything off, and she'd do like a prayer to her ancestors every time she cooked. And so maybe they had something right. Maybe we ought to be, you know, getting down to the basic most important things in life, sending up a prayer or two up to your grandmas of all your PA Dutch ancestry, and then start cooking with some grandmotherly love.
You know, I really like that idea. I think I agree. That's step one, right before you got all the ingredients on. Step one, you say a prayer or whatever you believe in, channel grandmom and say, okay, grandmom, I'm about to make your ham and green beans. Help me, maybe something like that. And then that's step one. Step two, you said put on the thickest Dutch accent you can. That's step two.
Yep. Yep.
I think step three then also to channel is like, do you have to dress like grandmom? Like I have one of her aprons. Should I put one of her aprons on?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta
Oh
you
my
gotta get
gosh.
really invested, or you're gonna have some mediocre dinner.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Derek, I don't know. Do you think what if somebody doesn't have grandmom's pans or grandmom's apron anymore? Just if we do step one and two, we should be okay.
That should be pretty good. You know, I remember my grandma, she often swore a lot while cooking too. Now, I don't know if she was, burning herself on the pan or angry about something or just really liked to swear, but she peppered that soup with some good old PA Dutch
Look at this.
swearing.
You're peppering the soup. You even used an idiom that's perfect for cooking, young man.
Using some sharp language.
Maybe that's true too. Maybe. Some people really get frustrated in the kitchen and they swear anyway, but you got to swear in Pennsylvania Dutch, maybe.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we got, okay, everybody out there.
So
If
instead of
you,
it being like Heilig Donnerwetter, it'd be like Heilig Donnerpfeffer or something. I don't know.
Heilig Donnerpfeffer.
Yeah.
Wow. We need to market that one.
Holy Thunder Pepper.
Holy Thunder Pepper. Maybe. And maybe that's what our grandmothers did. And like when they didn't write that stuff down in the recipes because they just knew to do it, right?
What if we came out with our own brand of Ask a PA Dutchman pepper called Heilig Donnerpfeffer?
Or just Donnerpfeffer.
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 Yeah.
Donnerpfeffer. Maybe. But that's an idea for maybe 2024 will be the year of our PA
Yeah.
Dutch spice line or
Oh my
herb
gosh, I
line.
like it.
We're
We could
thinking.
have
We're
one with
thinking.
dandelion too.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. So we got to answer Derek's question. We agreeing.
Can
So
you
you want
imagine?
to, yes.
Can you imagine? Donnerpfeffer. A little jar of that, and then a jar of
Yeah.
pissapet.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
then what?
gosh, the names, Doug. They're
We'll
just
work.
too good.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Okay. Well, we got to answer Derek's question now. Are we in
I thought we
agreement?
did. We were doing
No, well, I
pretty
just
good
want to,
until you got
I want to
distracted.
bring it full circle and wrap it up for these fine people. So if you want to replicate Grandmom's recipe, 1, pray to Grandmom. 2,
Mm-hmm.
put on a thick Pennsylvania Dutch accent. Well, one thing we didn't say, look, you got to get good ingredients too. So whatever you're cooking, you got to get ingredients from like a farmer's market or from some stand along the road, right? We agree on that too. None of this like GMO stuff that's out there, right? Because
Oh yeah.
grandmom never had GMO stuff, right? Right?
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Okay, so and use some Pennsylvania Dutch swear words as well while you're cooking, and that'll somehow do as Chris said, the Dutch magic.
The Dutch magic.
Okay, Derek, there you go. That's our advice to you and to anybody else out there that is trying to replicate Grandmom's recipes. You got to let us know in the comment section down below if you think we're full of phooey or if it works. You have to send us a message and say, hey, I did what you said. I made my grandmom's shoe fly pie. I followed your recipe, quote unquote, your recipe, and it worked best. So there we go. We'll find out. You got to let that comment section, let us know in the comment section down below. Nah, Chris, real quick. It's December. People are looking for Christmas gift ideas or Belschnickel gift ideas or New Year gift ideas. What do you want to sell? You want to sell them a hat?
Well, if it's December and they need a Christmas gift, they probably should have ordered a couple months ago.
Well, they could put
But
a piece of paper in the card that says your hat is coming.
it's on the way.
No, all jokes aside, Chris makes hats. He's got one on. I've worn them before in videos too. So
I just made this one. This is a historic one from the 1940s with this really cool flip down wool lined
put it on and cover your ears so we can see it.
Well, then I won't be able to hear you. I won't be able to tell what's going on.
I don't know about a cucumado.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for yard work. I'm ready for hunting. I'm ready for whatever is coming at me.
If somebody wants to see the fine hats that you make, where should somebody go, Chris?
LaRoseHatCo.com.
I'll put a link in the show notes down below, La Rose Hat Co. And you can order something or a birthday gift for 2024. It takes Chris.
Oh, yeah.
How long does it take usually to make you a hat in case somebody would want to order one?
It really depends on the time of year. Sometimes I can get them out in, the next day, and then other times it could be upwards of 8 weeks or so.
Okay,
depending
people,
on.
plan accordingly.
Yeah,
you have your homework.
Ahead.
So you have your homework. Homework number 1, do one of Grandmom's recipes and follow our rules. And number 2, check out La Rose Hat Co. and maybe order yourself something or order something for a friend. They make great gifts and they're all homemade in Chris's basement. You can't get better than that.
By these hands.
By these hands.
These very hands.
Real quick, one last question for you. What do you hope the Belschnickel's going to bring you this year?
Oh, gosh. A new blanket. I have all of my grandparents' old blankets, and I'll tell you what, they are tiny and you can read through them. So I need a nice new blanket.
All right, Belschnickel, if you're watching this video, Chris needs a new blanket. Okay?
What about you, Douglas? What do you want?
Well, I don't know, man. That's a great question. But I don't need a blanket. I just bought some blankets, so I don't need a blanket. What would I like? I don't know. Oh, Belschnickel, I would like an opportunity to spend more time with Chris LaRose.
Oh, man.
Well, can the Belschnickel bring you?
Well, maybe the Belschnickel could bring you back down this way.
Maybe.
God's country, where you're supposed
to
be.
God's country. Yeah, you got that right. All right, my friend. Well, we tried this virtually, and we'll see what the people think. And hopefully the next time we shoot something, we're together here in the studio or somewhere else, but we're sitting right next to each other where I can hold your hand if I need to. How's that sound?
For emotional support.
We want to wish all of our fans out there a very Heilige Christtag. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Heiliges Neujahr, Happy New Year. We'll be back the first Sunday in January 2024, and we'll keep bringing these videos coming. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I don't know better. What are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button. Check out La Rose Hat Co., and we'll see you in the new year. Chris, what do you say?
I say Mox good.
I agree. Mox good, Aliappa. If you have a question, you have to email us at info@padutch101.com.